Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this video where I've got a little bit of footage from the first away game of the season last night from the Cleethorpes versus Grantham Town game at Cleethorpes. Not done in the usual typical or kind of vlog style, as it was all kind of a bit lastminute.com that I decided to actually do any recording at the match, but hopefully you'll all appreciate seeing a little bit of the evening in the video, and obviously seeing how things went on the night. Obviously heading into this game, we were coming off the back of the 4-0 defeat from Hebburn on Saturday, so obviously kind of a little bit of unknown as what we were expecting to get this evening. Certainly my view heading to the match was I would be very happy to come away with a point. I'd be even more happy if there was actually noticeable and visible differences and improvement from Saturday's game. So, how was the match going to go? Well, let's go and find out, shall we?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Lovely. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry.
Oh, that's it, vlogging. You in now, Anna?
I'm going to hide behind him.
VIPs have arrived for the Cleethorpes home league game.
Cover there. You got cover down the side there.
That's all new. That wasn't there before.
No, it was, but it wasn't as tidy. They've got new sponsors.
It's not a bad little ground.
No, it's nice.
We were on that little, because that's where Ollie found
Football back. I mean, yours there.
Oh, he's forgot the flags.
Yeah.
He's forgot all our important stuff. Lock the car. Nobody locks the cars in Cleethorpes.
Nah, centre of Grimsby, maybe. Nothing particularly valuable. They can steal a few nappies, maybe. And if they're really that desperate, they can knock themselves out, like. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna.
They can have all of Ollie's old ones that he's finished with.
Oh my god! Oh, so he's potty training, right? So at home or at Chris's house, he just runs around with nothing on.
Mm.
But earlier on, when we got home, I said, right, take your nappy off for a bit. And bear in mind, he'd been at the football club, so it was quite full.
I heard that.
And he took it off, and he lobbed it at Ophelia, pea side out, straight in the face. I was like, oh man. There she goes, like screaming, going, oh, I don't want it in my face. And I'm like, oh my god. And then Oliver's there wetting himself laughing. It's been a nightmare.
Yeah. Not bad, no.
He's gone back for the bag. Go through there.
There's one in the bar, and oh, that's just thing.
It's in there.
I'll throw that gap there.
Oh, through that
We're
gap,
gonna go that way in a minute.
See, it's all in plastic. So I ain't moving.
I made do with the bottle there.
Sorry? I got my bottle and I went, I've got a... I said, it's not, I'm not going in the ground with it. And they said, no, we've got it. I said, no, I don't drink out of plastic though. Here, cheers.
I realised that 90% of them got beard. Where's the light hair? It's not a dog, is it?
Right, on the back, that's it.
No, I know what. The one next to him.
I don't know.
A bit of hair work.
Wait, does here?
Like this here.
Some divots.
Alright, Saturday we've got to go on after a flipping rugby match.
Yeah.
That was where Ollie found that tenner, wasn't it?
Yeah. Ground lucky. There's a couple of divots in here. They haven't filled in.
Away day vlog. We're in the bar. First pint of the night, ladies and gents. Got the girls' football coaching going on at the minute. Looks like outside the window. Obviously inspired by the Lionesses' performance this afternoon. But yeah, got a bit of a strange setup here. Because you've just obviously seen us go into the ground, but the clubhouse and bar and stuff is like not located at the ground. You've got to go walking through like a little like park cum beer garden type thing to wind up in the club. Well, unfortunately, if you don't want to drink out of anything other than plastic beakers, you're a little bit out of luck here. So one guy's already thrown a tantrum and left because he doesn't want to drink out of plastic. And poor old money lady, she's been roped into talking business, so she's not with me at the moment. And Gary the gardener is just doing what Gary the gardener does on these trips. But yes, we've just been down to the seafront here in Cleethorpes and had a lovely fish and chips on the pier. Well, all them had fish and chips. I had half a chicken and chips, of which I've still got most of it in the car to eat later when I get home. I wasn't allowed to eat it in the car. Anna told me off. She says I wasn't allowed to make a mess. She put on a mummy voice. She put on the mummy voice and yeah, I was like, I'm just going to sit in the car and hold my food. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a nice night. It's starting to cool off a little bit out there, ladies and gents, I have to say. But things are looking good. So we'll see what happens. Big Dino's here.
It was on Sky Sport. It was on Soccer AM.
Well, what's it made me laugh the other day when they said they were bringing in a translator for Bayern Munich. Because they're actually going to teach all the players to speak English. Harry Kane says that's absolutely brilliant. He can't wait to learn English.
Yeah, I see that.
As opposed to what?
Whatever Harry Kane speaks now.
Yeah.
Never heard him talk.
Oh, he just mumbles. Bit like his sister on the World Cup coverage, isn't it? What's her name? Jill Scott.
Alex.
No, Jill, the one who played for it, the England ladies. The tall lass.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, wait.
Oh, him.
Oh, we're down that end.
Looks similar.
Go and find our boys. They're down here somewhere. comes Captain Greg. And then another club with a light up scoreboard. Fancy it compared to us.
I think CWATTYESO needs to like sponsor a light up scoreboard, you know.
We don't even have a substitute board. Come on, light up scoreboard's a little bit beyond things.
Well, what about a light up substitute board then? We can do that.
What, see what on the back?
Yeah, you know, like have like Timex or whatever it is. I'm like, why not? Have like a CWATTYESO one. I just find it and sneak a sticker onto them.
Sticker. This was stickers made. I see Greg getting involved. Doing a lot of running around in the warm-up. He's obviously just been for his fish and chips like we have. It is a nice little ground, this. So.
I just noticed a little like wheelchair friendly stand, but
Yeah.
we value your support, but you have your own little
There's a
stand.
little bus shelter. A little bus stop. If you've got a blue badge, you can park over here.
They're only expecting 2 disabled fans.
Yeah. Well, any more than that. Come on, lads.
Oh, Greg's captain.
Yeah, Greg's captain this season.
He was amazing, wasn't he?
It's a no-brainer, though.
Yeah, because he's going to have the loudest voice on the team, isn't he?
He's telling him, look at him, he's like, why do you do this to me?
But he will, though, won't he? He won't take no shit. He'll tell him they're being an idiot.
Yeah, because he shouted at Bruno.
Yeah, he did that at Loughborough, didn't he? He come over to Phil and told Phil, tell him to get the ball in the box. And about like a minute later,
The ball was in the box.
Paul was like, Tom, get the ball in the box.
Every cross he took, he was going out of the pit.
He was Tom's constantly trying to take it down the line, and Brent was going, put it in the box.
Yeah.
Don't take it down the line. Put it in the box.
But he would span it every time.
What are you doing there?
Stretching, showing you. This is the away pod, you know. You're live on.
Yeah, I know. I just annoy everyone else when I speak out
Why
loud.
do they need 4 boys like on the pitch? Like it's not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, take your long sleeve top
I
off,
think
Paul.
Shirt off.
they were training over here.
We already made a sub, didn't we? No.
I don't think he's like where he's on the pitch.
Not allowed, no. Greg told him to take it off. Greg's boss.
So we're behind that goal then.
There we go. Off we
Make
go.
the decision.
Off we go.
Movie movies. Got the stick. Do you want the top?
Who's going to stand next to him?
Who asked you?
We're gonna put you.
Got a load of abuse.
Sorry, Chris.
Got it. Sky TV's here.
VAR.
VAR.
Does anyone else feel like well bloated?
No. No, because I wasn't allowed to eat my dinner. I got told off.
You could have eaten it in the car, you know.
I got told off.
Pretending to be a running off.
What?
He's doing a little individual push-up over there and you need a wing.
You got long.
Come all the way over here.
Yeah.
To be fair, if we're in a wheel,
And then you got to get up that ramp.
to be fair,
No, we've got a little...
if we're in a wheelchair, yeah, I think if you're going in a wheelchair.
Where are you going with them?
Right behind the goal as usual. Curtis. Come on, Greg. Come on, Ethan. Corner. Good. I expect this to go onto Greg's head. Well, Greg.
Got two doors.
Come on, Greg. Penalty for GTFC. No, it's penalty. Greg's stepping up. Come on, Greg.
Come on, Greg.
We'll sing the song in a minute. Come on. You ready? We're going to sing if this goes in.
I'll do it if she's fine to do it. I'm not going to
I'm doing it. Come on, Greg.
I'll stop it.
Go on, babe.
He's snapped! He's round! He plays for Grantham Town! Big bad Greg! Big bad Greg! He's fat! He's round! He plays for Grantham Town! Big bad Greg! Big bad Greg! That was Anna who was shouting.
That wasn't. It wasn't me.
Anna,
That wasn't me.
ladies and gentlemen.
Scoreboard's a bit wrong.
Dean was like,
So Gary the gardener has just won the 50-50.
But who's
Here
Gary
on
the
night.
gardener?
how
You're Gary the Gardener. Officially named. I'm going to catch that.
Oh no. Hopefully, be a big win. And
Pays for the beers after the game.
yeah,
And the fish and chips on the way in.
exactly.
We might stop at a pub on the way home.
That's if Money Lady lets us spend it.
Celebrate.
Yeah, you've got to. You might have to invest it in.
You come home with me, mate.
Hey,
I've got a lift home.
Hey, we'll have a party.
substitute board now. Substitute board.
Yeah.
Lighted scoreboard.
I still think CWATTYESO should sponsor the substitute board and electric.
Wait and see what you want.
Yeah.
An
It'll be a meat
electric,
hamper. You watch.
An electric.
Scoreboard.
Yeah, that's the word.
We have.
We are.
We have, and it wasn't Money Lady.
Ali's gone to fetch it.
Ali's gone to
He was going to make me
fetch
walk
it.
all the way back round to fetch it. And he was like, oh. And Ali was like, oh, okay.
The 82, so I'm lucky. So have you got the 8? Yeah.
Oh, they've had 79.
There was no 80. We got 880.
Oh, they've had 78, 89, or possibly 77, 79.
What does it say on it?
I just don't bother checking them there.
Where's your ticket? He took it here. Did you give Ali? You gave Ali the right one, didn't you?
Well, yeah.
Penalty for Cleethorpes now. Late in, literally 4 minutes to go. On the verge of a 1-0 and giving them a penalty. Fucking hell. Come on, Curtis. No. Scored. Bastard. Okay, so you've just watched the footage that I recorded at the Cleethorpes game during my trip yesterday evening, and I feel we were very unlucky, Grantham Town, in that game. Certainly, for, I would say, 88 minutes of the match, we were the top team, the better of the two teams. We'd had the most chances in the game to score. We'd hit the post in the first half. We'd had a couple of shots just go over the bar in the first half. We were pretty much certainly the most exciting team to look at. And certainly the team that looked like scoring from open play. In the whole game, I think Curtis only had to make one save from Cleethorpes. And that was late in the second half. They didn't really... For all the stuff that I was hearing at the weekend, after the Hebburn game, I was expecting Cleethorpes to be like a real, another test for us, a real difficult game. And I didn't see anything special about them at all. I didn't. I mean, like I say, they didn't trouble us until late in the second half. And then the only reason they scored was because they were given a penalty by the goal referee with 2 minutes to go. And obviously got an equaliser, which I don't feel they deserved from the run of play. Obviously, we went 1-0 up just before half time, thanks to a penalty of our own, which again was won by Rodrigo, and coolly and calmly smashed away by Captain Greg Smith, who once again showed, with his great experience and his skill, that penalties, if we get penalties this season, we're probably going to convert a lot of them into goals, because he sent the keeper brilliantly, sent the keeper the wrong way, and then still ripped the back of the net open with the shot. So he wasn't taking any chances. He wasn't. I mean, if the goalkeeper had gone the right way, I still think the power, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But Greg just sent him, just guided him to dive to his left, and then just smashed it into the right corner of the net, didn't he? And again, it was nice to see Greg out there, Spurs giving his experience of the game and his knowledge of the game and using that and trying to impart it onto these young players that are underneath him. It's great that we've got an experienced captain leading the team, and hopefully these young players are going to listen and take on board what they're getting, not just from Greg, but also obviously from Paul, the manager, Steve, the assistant, and the other coaches. Because again, there was a couple of little things in last night's game that I kind of was noticing, where we definitely need improvement. Definitely need improvement. Certainly from individuals. There's a few individuals, and I'm not going to name them in the video because they will know who they are. I'm quite sure they will know who they are. Because I'm sure the manager's already pulled them to one side and given them a bit of an ear bending. But yeah, there's just a couple of players that just aren't quite at the races yet, and are looking a little bit. They're a little bit. They're just a little bit chaotic, you know. Like they look a little bit, I would say, out of their depth at the moment. You know, and they just need to improve some things. You know, they just need to improve some things. You know, a couple of players need to be told that, you know, when they've lost possession, they need to go and win it back. They need to go and win the ball back. Just because you've lost possession, you don't just stop. You know, you've lost possession, right? Now it's your job to go get the ball back for us. You know, especially in the midfield, and in some of those positions, there's players that just a little bit frustrating to watch. Again, it's very hard of me not to name names, but that's not what the purpose of these videos is. I'm not here to name and shame people. We're here to support the team, encourage the team, and say, you know, we came away from Cleethorpes with a good point, first point on the board. That's exactly what I wanted before the game. Over the course of the match, I would say definitely a much better performance and improved performance from the one we saw on Saturday at home to Hebburn. Felt we were just a little bit unlucky that we didn't take and convert some of those chances that we had in the game and didn't score from open play. And obviously we have to be very disappointed to give the penalty away with like 2 minutes to go of the 90 before the referee decided to go and invent 7 minutes of added time. I don't know where he got 7 minutes from, but you know, that's referees at this level. I did have to say, I did also think that, again, last night, the officiating, the refereeing at this level is so awful. It is so poor. It's like it's all, you know, it's like sometimes you get these referees that kind of want to make the game about them. And I was always told, and I always had it explained to me in sports, not just football, but any sports where there's a referee or an umpire or a judge or whatever. The best ones, the best and absolute elite top officials are the ones you don't notice doing their job. Okay? When you're constantly noticing the referee, then there's obviously a problem with the referee. When you're constantly being distracted from the game by him or his assistants or whatever, that shows you that there's something wrong with the officiating in the game, and certainly at this level. Because again, we had a referee that seemed completely oblivious to the fact that at every corner, throw-in, free kick, Greg Smith was getting absolutely hugged and cuddled by the number 5 from Cleethorpes. I mean, I'm assuming Greg would wish, you know, he got as much hugs and cuddles from, you know, loved ones as he did last night from their number 5. I thought the number 5 wanted to go home with him. I really did. but literally hugging and holding him all the match. And the referee never gave anything, never gave a free kick or anything for that. Never even spoke to the number 5 or warned him or cautioned him or anything about it. And yet, again, we saw, certainly in those last 10 minutes or so of the game, that when the Cleethorpes players started falling over, trying to, and diving, he was just straight away, free kick, here's a card. And it's like, ref, get a grip, man. You can't go from one extreme to the other and be completely lenient and weak at one end of the pitch and then completely over the top and overzealous at the other and allow yourself to be conned. But, you know, it is what it is, we have to say. And, like I say, I felt it was a good result. We came away with a point. We saw improved performances from people and players and the team as a whole. Therefore, I think things are looking good for Saturday's trip to Sherwood Collieries in the FA Cup. Again, we need to get through that because we need to have a bit of a cup run. Another couple of, you know, if we could get through another couple of rounds, that will do us great for the season because obviously it brings in some much needed prize money to keep the club running and ticking over for the next few months. And again, it just helps breed confidence in the team, the players, and with the fans and the supporters that, you know, we are moving forward. We are moving in the right direction again now, after obviously difficult times. But at the same time, there are certainly people in the supporters section of the club, I feel, that just need to temper their expectations a little bit. We need to accept that, you know, finishing 15th, 14th, 15th, 16th in the league is what we're aiming for this year. We're not aiming for much more than that. If we, like I said in the last video, if we could finish top half of the bottom half of the league, we would be absolutely overjoyed and fucking relieved with that. You know, and one of the things we've got to do as well this season is obviously making sure we're safe and we're not involved in any relegation nonsense. You know, make sure we're nice and safe and secure in this league. But we also need to make sure then that we've got the platform to build on in the future for the following seasons. That means keep making sure the managers, assistants, the coaches and stuff stay on board. Stay with the club so they can build and project. It's no good changing everything every season. Changing your managers, changing your and all that. That's not going to build our club by doing that. We need somebody to come in and actually take it as a project, and we need to give them we need to give a guy a couple of years. Okay? Let him work with a bunch of players for a couple of years and see where we are. No more chopping and changing because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It rarely works at the top level of the game. At the elite level, at Premier League level, when clubs keep chopping and changing managers every 5 minutes and bringing somebody in with a different approach, a different style, a different, you know, tactical method and a different approach and with a different interaction with the players and stuff. And we've got to avoid that. We need to just stick. We need to put some foundations down now and convince the fans and the club stick with the management structure of the team and let them build the players underneath them. But hey, we'll see how the season goes. It's early doors. Like I said in the last video, I'm not expecting anything from August. Results wise, I'm not really looking for big things in September, if I'm being honest. Again, it's more about developing the players and getting them working together and teamwork and camaraderie, you know, that comes. And then I think, like I say, from October, we should really be looking to like kickstart our season then. And then we should start being a little bit more demanding of the results on the field and getting wins. Right now, for August and September, let's just keep taking points where we can, and let's avoid, hopefully, any more 4-0 defeats or any big scoreline defeats. But I hope you've enjoyed the videos, ladies and gents. Like I say, I will be back with another video like this very soon. I might do another video Saturday for the FA Cup game. It really depends on how I feel on the day and what's going on. But certainly the next home game, we'll be back to normal vloggy style pre-match recordings, half-time recordings, post-match evaluation and stuff. And I look forward to seeing you then. For now, from me, CWATTY, take care of yourselves, everybody. Stay safe. Goodbye.